They fell right in there?
Right in.
New ducks.
We got a little wind, a little sun. We're probably going to show you all the proper technique, how to bust the hell out of it. Y'all stay with us.
How every different weather condition, wind direction, it plays a role in how well these ducks can see and how well they can pick you out.
So when the ducks get harder to kill, when we've educated them enough that they're done playing the game, and you've got to get creative and you've got to really take advantage of each and every single volley. You know, we got this big 4-inch rain, and the sun comes out for 4 or 5 days. And what happens was it was dry. You know, the ditches didn't have much water, so all this splash water got off quick. And when that happens, the ducks don't really leave. They kind of, man, they just go to where the water is.
Standing outside the blind, did a little picking. They didn't see me.
Get out!
When you get ducks all piled up like that, you might have some new ones, you might have some old ones, but man, when they all get mixed together, all of a sudden you don't have any new ducks anymore.
And when that water started getting off the fields and into the ditches, we had all those ducks that had traded around for days and days. And some people will consider these new ducks, some won't, but you know, we had ducks from 50 miles away, 100 miles away, just trading back and forth. So once all that water receded, there was only a couple places for them to go. And those places mainly were Eagle's Nest at the time. And you know, we had an awesome stretch of weather, you know, 3 or 4 days of sunshine and south wind, had a good crew in. Spencer Halford was there, dog trainer Adam Campbell. So we're hoping to show them how to bust the hell out of some ducks, I guess.
One more for Mr. Tommy, on condition that y'all help me. Cumberland Gap to Johnston City, Tennessee. Well, I gotta get a move on, bent for the sun. I hear my baby calling my name, and I know that she's the only one.
That was great.
It's always good to be at North Delta.
He said that?
Dude, he ain't blowing Delta. We got a little wind, a little sun. Got some nice, polite guides this morning. We're probably going to show you all the proper technique, how to bust the hell out of some ducks. Y'all stay with us.
Hey, did you tell him to leave his calling home again? No.
I told Spencer, I said, hey, leave that baby home. You know how I put them. Let me do them, please. All right, boys. Pop them and grip them forward.
You know, every now and then you'll get somebody that thinks they're smarter than they are, really. They're smarter than the person that's been going to this spot every day. And
Pop grips them forward, low into the spread all the way across. All the way across. Y'all in?
you know, he's just got a little bit of Tennessee in him. He's got a lot of bit of Tennessee in him, and he got on this kick where he wanted to do 2 decoys here and 3 decoys here and 4. I said, you know what? It's your day, bud. You just put the decoys out.
Dude, let me do it.
What you want to do with the DPs?
Put the DPs in the kill hole.
That's Jensen's favorite thing to do, is come over there on that state line and yeah, show us how he hunts in Tennessee. But I can see where he's coming from, because you know that's the game I used to play. But hey, bud, we're in Missouri.
Yeah, we hunted for 2 bunches of ducks, and we moved all the decoys back just how we had them. So that was pretty good.
Hey Sam.
I'm learning.
Sam, you've turned in. You've created some here, bud. I don't know if I want him back. I'll let you have him back. But anyhow, we got sun. We got a little bit of wind. Everybody had a good time last night. Some people too good a time. Georgia won 67-7 or 65-7, so we lost a couple people. But Spence is here. What do you think, Spence? You got a prediction?
I'm a Georgia fan this morning. Go Dogs.
We got some ripples. Oh, look at them little killing ripples over there. Uh-huh.
Yeah, a bunch of new ducks.
Did you really? Did you guys see a bunch of ducks?
Oh yeah, bunch.
Oh, yeah.
Me and Spencer were riding in the same rig that morning, and we were heading down the road, and the ducks were flushing out of the trees onto the, like, out of the road. It was, I just kind of looked at him. I'm like, yeah, we haven't really seen that all year. That's kind of crazy. That's the beauty of south winds. You never know what you're going to wake up to. You could just have a mass migration of ducks. And to a lot of duck hunters, they think ducks migrate on a north wind. Well, we've seen some of the biggest pushes of ducks on hard south winds. And so anytime we get a hard south wind, we're super excited. So the willow line on blind 6, it can be a blessing and it can be a curse. On cloudy days, it doesn't matter, it doesn't affect us. But on sunny days, when it's early in the morning, you know, anytime before 9 o'clock, those willows cast a shadow on the decoys. And if you don't have fresh ducks around, it's usually tough. So, you know, when ducks are flying over that hole and seeing decoys in the shadows, they get spooky. But man, once that sun just starts creeping up and it finally hits the decoys, they don't see a thing.
That business badass. Get him. Get him. It'll be all right. She'll get it if it gets on that levee.
So, you know, once about Christmas hits, right in there, Christmas, New Year's, you just look forward to every south wind.
Go ahead, guys.
South wind's my favorite no matter what anyways, just because it especially south wind and sun, because the ducks are in a tough spot. They're looking in the sun, coming in the decoys.
Kill all of them, guys.
that Drake, get away.
And the reason I like it so much is just so much more efficient and so much less pressure. You know, that's one thing that we don't push enough is how much us as a duck hunting community are pressuring these ducks. It's crazy the pressure we're putting on them. And anyhow, and anytime you can shoot ducks closer, be more efficient, and get in and out of there, it's so much easier on the animals than sitting there and just shooting at them and shooting at them and shooting at them.
We had an awesome day at Blind 6. Although we dealt with a lot of stubborn ducks, there was plenty of new ones to fool. And on that same day, you know, we let Parker run the show over at Area 3. And let me tell you, Parker loves being the pit boss when me and Eric aren't around. It's great.
Y'all kill him!
Well, the results weren't as expected, but we got a couple.
Kill that duck! Kill that duck!
Sunshine has killed more ducks than any spinner, duck call, motion, decoy, it doesn't matter. It's killed a lot more ducks in the clouds, and there's a reason, you know. In these last several years, I've learned a lot flying the drone, you know, just as I would be a duck in the air. What you start to learn is how every different weather condition, wind direction, it plays a role in how well these ducks can see and how well they can pick you out. And also how effective your decoy spread and your mojos are. As a duck with a south wind and sunny day, the most lethal day of them all, a duck is flying straight into your decoy spread with the sun bouncing down on the water and back to them. And imagine driving down the highway, you know, right as the sun's going down. It's tough to see, but if you're going the other way, you can see everything clear as day. It's the same way for ducks on a south wind sunshine day. They're driving into the sun and they don't see a thing. All they're doing is keying in on your duck calling, and they're seeing black dots on the water. So they are extremely easy to fool on days like that. When it's a sunny day and a north wind, that's when the sun's behind you. You know, the ducks are flying from south to north into your decoy spread, and that sun is shining on the blind, on the decoys, on the mojo. People don't realize how much better they can see detail when the sun's at their back, just like you driving with the sun at your back. You can see everything, every little detail, but it's still sunny, you know, there's still glare to everything. And when that sun is shining on those mojo wings and it's flapping and flickering, it has one heck of an impact on a young duck, old duck. You know, they can see the decoys really well. They have a little bit more confidence. But then you get to the cloudy days, and what I've learned is you fly that drone 200 foot up at a normal height of a duck flying, you can't see the decoys. You can see a mojo decent, but you cannot see the decoys. You can't see the decoys until you get really close to the decoy spread. And that's probably the reason that you're sitting out there on a sunny day, sitting in the back of the blind, and you look at the shooting windows and there's mallards fluttering down, because it doesn't take anything. They can see everything. But on a cloudy day, you know, you don't have that happen. You're not sitting back in the blind and watching 20 mallards flutter in the hole. I know that sounds crazy, but that's just something that I've observed over the years, just flying the drone. Ducks can see really well in the sun, but when it's against them, they're blinded. And when it's cloudy, yeah, they don't really see them like people think they do. So yeah, that's my tip of the week for sunshine and clouds and what I've learned in the air, you know, flying as a duck.
So when the ducks get harder to kill, when we've educated them enough that they're done playing the game, and you've got to get creative and you've got to really take advantage of each and every single volley, you really lean on your refuge, and you just really lean on those ducks sitting in it. And sometimes they're your enemy, but man, 90% of the time they're on your side.
You ain't in a truck with Brad in the truck, you might get left. Heard?
Here it comes.
See it. See it. Back. Hybrid wood duck.
Guys. That next day in 6, it was a little bit slower than the day before, and maybe it only took these ducks, you know, 1 day to figure this out. Very possible. They're gonna congregate in the area that they're not getting shot at, and that just happens to be our refuge. And you know, we got there that morning, we could hear thousands over there right across the willows, and so with the same conditions, we knew it was not going to take a lot of ducks to kill or have a good hunt.
Boy, that day, I guess the conservation was doing a fly, you know, doing a count here in the boot hill, and every once in a while, 3 times a year, we'll get a plane to fly over pretty low. And anyhow, we had a pile of ducks in the refuge, over 10,000 under 40, and they got every one of them up. You know, when it gets late in the year like that, those ducks just are really hard, and eagle don't even mess with them. They get in a bit, you know, they get in a ball and they just want to sit, and it's really hard to get them up, especially if they're sitting on the edge of the buckbrush or in the buckbrush. But when that helicopter flew over, going, it got every one of them up, and we shot teal for about an hour until we were, you know, it was later in the morning, and that finished it out. So sometimes when you don't think you got ducks or it's slow, all it takes is a helicopter or an eagle.
Get him!
I was waiting on mallards, but they shot and everything lifted up. Dude, that really stirred him up. That pissed him off.
feel bad for writing this off of the accountant,
We're doing it to the ducks. Everybody wants to say, you know, oh, the ducks are getting stale. No, we need to start rephrasing that and saying we made the ducks stale because we're the ones doing it. They're just out there trying to eat, drink, have cover, and this is a prime example of just being patient and doing everything right and making sure your camo's right and making sure you're hitting, making sure your decoys are in the ripples and just shooting as few as you can but killing as many as you can, and that's kind of what this episode's all about.
But you know, those next 2 weeks, just mild sunshine, warmer days, you know, there was no weather to move them around, no rain, no snow, certainly. So we knew that, you know, with those ducks congregating back in our refuge, we had to be careful with the ones we had, and we had to take care of them. But all in all, it was just a great couple days there with sunshine and south wind. Couldn't beat it.